guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. And as I promised you guys, today we will have a tour around the Desert Adventure Park and all the things that we've built for this park. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I am so thrilled to show you all the things that I've built from the guest perspective, to do like a proper tour around this park. We haven't had a tour for a while here on the channel. I always love to give you guys the tours, so I hope you will enjoy this one. If you will enjoy, please consider to subscribe to my channel, of course, and give this video a big thumbs up down below, and also comment down below what is your favorite habitat or section of the zoo, of all the things that we all have in it. And yeah, I would love to hear it. So here's our entrance, the huge building which was such a lot work to build. I had like 4 videos alone on this entrance. So it consists of 2 big buildings. This one is like an entrance building for the guests, and this one in here is a backstage for the staff. So we need to continue that way. We have the name of our park, of course, and the logo in here. And we need to go in here to grab ourselves a ticket. Yeah, we can buy a ticket here by this lovely lady. There are different tickets. We'll buy the adult one, of course, but in the future I plan to add the safari ride to this park, so we'll have to buy a slightly more expensive one, but still the safari is not here, so we can buy the cheaper for now. Okay, if we have our ticket, we can go here through this lovely entrance, like click our ticket in here, and we are inside. Here's like a security guy who is guided, like looking if everything is fine and okay. Here is the gift shop. The gift shop is obviously non-functional. It is just tons of small pieces that the guest potentially could buy, and it is designed that way that the guest should actually exit the park through the gift shop, grab a thing or two, a souvenir, and go to the checkout, pay for it, and exit the zoo. So we won't go there right now because we are not exiting, we are entering the zoo. So here's the guest service. If you want to do a private guided tour or you need some assistance, you can go there and arrange it in here, and then you can get a little sneak peek inside of the capuchin monkey habitat that is in here. But the main viewing is somewhere else, but it's still, I love that this habitat is here because it looks so cool. With this, a lot of commotion that is going on inside of those with the small monkeys. There's always a lot going on, so a nice thing to have. Here's like a photo booth. You can stick your hat through those little holes. Of course, it's not functional, it's a billboard, but still it's a nice thing to have. You can take a photo in here and take it home as a gift, as a souvenir. Really nice wall, and again the logo of the park. Here's a planter with a fountain. And here's like an office. There's a staff room in here. Here are the toilets for the guests. And the sign, "Let the adventure begin," because the adventure basically starts right now. We need to use our ticket again, go through this door, and we are in our park, as you guys can see. Yeah, it is empty. The thing that we've built so far is in here, but yeah, still so much place to fulfill in. Yeah, we'll do it for sure. In here, where we are right now, there will be like a huge tropical garden, and around the garden there will be different villages from different parts of the world or different biomes. For now, we only have like an African village, which is half done, but then we'll have more like Asian, Australian, but I will share with you guys my plans at the end of this video. So we can also enter in here, and here is a restaurant, so we can grab something to eat and drink, sit by those tables, and also we can go further in here because here you can get a perfect glimpse inside of the capuchin monkey habitat. I will adjust lighting quite a lot during this video, so I hope you don't mind it. So yeah, they are using the climbing frames and they really are loving it. I thought about adding like the mesh pieces out up there, but unfortunately when I added them, they were able to climb them and escape, and we don't want that. That's why I decided to leave it as it is, and it still looks really cool. Really fine, they are not escaping, so why not? Oh, they are just eating right now. So yeah, really, really cool. I love those small guys. And here's obviously the info sign for them. I do all of my info signs myself, so all the info signs you'll see here are mine. The idea of this restaurant is that you grab your table obviously, but the plate, you go to the table, you eat, and you like throw away your leftovers and leave the plate in here. Okay. So let's go further to see the animals, because this is the thing that you are probably waiting for. We have to go through this path that is on the desert. Nothing is in here still, but I promise you guys that soon there will be some stuff added in here. Okay, and here is like an entrance to our African village. We can take actually 3 paths to the village. We will at first take this path and see the flamingos. Here are the flamingo islands. We have flamingos on both sides. Here's the habitat with two different islands. There are a lot of flamingos in here. They breed like crazy. I probably should give them some contraceptives, but yeah, there are a lot of them and they are enjoying their habitats. And I love the flamingos. And here's another one on this side. In here they have 3 islands. Oh, look how many there are. And they are moving in one herd. This is really interesting. Okay, so this is their habitat. And we could go there, but I really want to show you guys the other other path. Here's an entrance to the flamingo habitat, and we'll continue that way, because in here you can take a look inside of the Nyala habitat. As you guys can see, here are the Nyalas. I love this habitat because it is so dense with all this foliage that you barely can see the animals, but I actually don't mind it at all, and I actually love it so much because I think it is really realistic thing to do. The animals are not as stressed when you have those screening plants, and yeah, what a lovely sight to see. A lot of habitats here will have the moat. This is inspired by the Dubai Safari Park. The whole zoo is actually inspired, and most of the habitats in here have those moats. So this is what I wanted to go for. And here you have the backstage area for the Nyalas. This is really cool because you sort of can see it, but not completely. And I think that it helps the animals. They can relax in there. The guests sort of see them, but this is not just a mesh or something. In here we can get another glimpse inside of the flamingo habitat, as you guys can see. And going further, we have the backstage for the Nyalas on the right hand side. But here is the entrance to the African village, and we have those 2 cool rooms on both sides. Those are rooms where there's an air conditioning, so the guests can rest a bit from this very warm weather. They can sit here and chill. Also, there are some vending machines and stuff like that. Okay, so this is my recent creation, the reptile house. We will go there at the end of the tour. So firstly, I will take this path in here to my right-hand side. And we can actually go there firstly, because it is a backstage for the pygmy hippos. So we can enter the pygmy hippo habitat from here. This is the holding pen for the hippos. When the habitat is closed, they can actually swim in here. This is the pond. And this is their shelter. So they have like the stalls in here, the stables, I should say probably. And yeah, this is the back of the reptile house, but we won't go there for now. Let's continue that way because in here we have the backstage for the Nyalas. This is the main gate inside the Nyala habitat. They are here. Well, yeah, they are here. There's a male. And did I just get stuck on the fence? Yes, I did. Oh my god, I hate that, guys. I hope that the new first-person mode will solve that. I cannot wait. This is the last tour that we have in the Tejcam. Yeah, I won't be able to do anything about it, so I will be back in a second. Okay, so I am back and let's hope that nothing like this will happen again. So we can also go inside of the shelter for the Nyalas to show you guys. So this is the shelter, the stables where they can sleep. There's one sleeping actually. So yeah, really cool. And let's go further because here is another like a viewing point when you can see the Nyalas through this dense foliage. But yeah, I love how it is looking. Also, we have the mountain here and a little water section. And then this viewing point will go there, of course, because from there you can get the best view for the Nyalas. As you guys can see, here's one swimming. And yeah, the whole family is in here. And on the other side, there are bongos. And one is actually drinking, as you guys can see. We have some babies in here as well, but I cannot see them. I love the bongo babies. They're so weird. Those habitats are a bit like connected, but not so well. Like they cannot cross, but they obviously see each other. That's fine. But yeah, another dense habitat. They live in the very dense forests and stuff like that. So I think that they would appreciate that. Oh, I think that the babies are all full grown right now, so that's why we cannot see them. Okay, let's continue. Of course, we have some signs. And here is another viewing point where you can see the bongos. One is, for example, in here. And one is in here. Here's our male. So yeah, this is actually the thing that I love is that this is not so obvious to see those animals. You have to like stay a bit and look for them. Like they are somewhere here. You know that they are somewhere here, but they are not given to you like on a plate or something. They are just hiding somewhere. And yeah, it looks so beautiful with all this foliage. Okay, so let's continue here because here we have the pygmy hippos. I already showed you the backstage for the pygmy hippos, but here's a viewing gallery for the guests. And this is cool because you can both see the pygmy hippos diving, as you guys can see. Here's a small one, here's a big one, and also if they're like walking around here, you can also see them. So I really love that the water level is like positioned like that. And this is the pygmy hippo habitat, really themed building with also some information and some decorative stuff like that. This one is actually adorable. So yeah, that was a pygmy hippo. I don't know if I should go to all the stables. For example, the stable for the bongos are obviously like really similar to the Nyalas. I can show you because in here we can also go to the shelter of the animals that we will see in a second. So here it is. This is the shelter for the lemurs and for the ringtail lemur to be exact. And there's actually a little baby sleeping in here. So they have this shelter with a lot of climbing frames. They can also be separated in here in those smaller quarters. And of course, the keeper is entering the habitat through those doors. Okay, so let's go back to the main path and let's go and see the lemur islands. So on the right hand side, we can see the ring-tailed lemurs, and on the left hand side, we have the black and white ruffed lemur and the red ruffed lemur. I added the black and white after it was released with the anniversary update to the game. And yeah, let's firstly go and check out this one. I will also change the lights a bit. Oh, sorry, wrong key. Okay, so I love the climbing frames in this habitat. The lemurs are actually using them a lot. We cannot see it too well right now, but they are running on those like ropes in here, and yeah, this one is stunning. They are so cute. And there's actually a lot of them. So yeah, this is the ringtail lemur island. They can enter their shelter here. I had a lot of questions if the staff is able to go in here, and the answer is not. They are not. That's why all the enrichment items are in those in this shelter. But you can actually turn off the defecation of animals so that the habitat never gets dirty. So there's no like need for them to come here. And that's how I was able to solve that problem. So in here we have the two other lemurs, quite a lot of them. They also breed like crazy. But yeah, they are using those climbing frames. Just look. Also, let me adjust the light a bit maybe. But yeah, I really love those islands. There's also another viewing opportunity in here, so we'll go there in a second. So, okay, let's continue that way. And the thing that I also wanted to show you, and I of course forgot, is that view in here, and to tell you guys more about it. The thing that I love about this huge building is that you can see it from almost all the places in the zoo. So this is like your focal point. This is your point of orientation. And yeah, I really love to have something like that in zoo. I think that I need to add something like that for the Elm Hill City Zoo actually, because I think that it totally makes sense and it's always looking so nice, like going, like being over everything, like sometimes you get a peek of it throughout the foliage and stuff like that. So yeah, I really love it. Coming through here, through some dense foliage, I love the foliage in this zoo. I think that the palm trees and those more dry bushes look so good with this biome and stuff like that. And here's like another primate. Here's some also information about the primates in general. And here's another primate, the more colorful one, the mandrill, and the mandrill island. So they have those really cool climbing frames and also those caves where they can actually go inside, and they can also climb on this huge rock. There are some enrichment items to, like lure them into there, and they are like spending a lot of time there actually. And yeah, there are quite a lot of them in here. We have some babies. Also, I cannot see the male. It is probably in here. But yeah, this is how it looks. And we have some signs obviously for it. Here's a thing that I actually didn't build on one of my speed builds. I just did it after being done with some habitats. This is like some drink shop for the guests to buy some drinks, also in this African theme, and I think that it suits really to this place and is a nice addition. And going that way, we will see the chimp habitat, the one that you guys loved so much, so thank you for that. I also really love this habitat. There are a lot of grass, there are a lot of climbing frames, of course, and this huge house that we'll see in a second, and also the backstage area and stuff like that. And here is the shelter for the mandrills, so let's quickly see it. Okay, so we are here. Here's like a food preparing station, and of course a big shelter with those stalls, night quarters, and stuff like that for them to sleep in and to enjoy. Okay, so let's continue. Here will be like a huge gate for the stuff, but it is still not done. And we can go now to see the chimps from up close. So on the left hand side, there's an indoor part of this habitat, really cool one with a lot of rocks, and those they can actually climb those, so this is cool. Unfortunately, I cannot see any of them right now in here, but they come here really like often because there are a lot of enrichment items in here. But no, I cannot see any of them. There are a lot of info signs about the chimps, about the ape, conservation of the apes in general. So that's really cool. And here we can see our chimps. Here's one. There's actually a baby. And there are those climbing frames and those trees that they can use actually. Oh, here's one. Here's like this forage box that is hidden. We can eat from it. So yeah, this is how the habitat is looking. And also the cool thing about this habitat is that they have this overpass that they can use. Actually, the little one is using it right now to go through the outdoor part of the habitat to the indoor part. So the little one is actually using it for us to showcase that. And he'll probably go out in here, so we can wait for him. Yeah, here it is. So he entered the indoor part of the habitat, and he will probably go and play with some toys. So yeah, here it is. We can actually quickly go and see the backstage stuff for the chimps. Here's like a holding pen if they need to be separated. And here is a shelter with those, night quarters. They obviously sleep here. Here's one. They use this corridor to enter. And here's also some stuff for the staff to prepare the food. And here you can enter this habitat. So we are now in a chimp habitat. Probably not the wisest thing to do because they are really dangerous animals. So let's go back to see one more ape, and this is the biggest one that we have. Okay, so we need to continue that way. There's also a really cool view for the entrance building, as you guys can see. Here I did like a little botanical garden when you have different plants and those plates where you can see their names. So I'll go back here in a second, but here we have the gorilla habitats with those trees that you guys loved so much and with a lot of climbing frames. Maybe let's change the light a bit. Yeah, so here's our big male. He came to say hi. And also we have some babies in here, I think, and also, of course, some females. So it's very dense. They have this cool rock formation where they can climb on. And of course a lot of climbing frames and stuff like that. Okay, so I forgot to tell you that all the places where the guests go to see animals have those roofs, so they're shaded from the sun because obviously we are on the desert. And here is like a botanical garden with different plants, so the guests can have a look. For example, what plants are used here on the zoo, or for example, they have some unique plants from all over the world, so that you can learn what they are called. Here's like a hidden stuff area, but this could be, for example, like a gardener hut or something like that. Okay, so let's continue quickly in here. Because if we turn in here, I love that there's like this foliage from time to time that covers certain parts of the habitat, so the animals aren't always on the view. So there's another viewing opportunity inside of the gorilla habitat, and on the other side we have the lemurs, the other side of the lemur habitat, the lemur island. And here the lemurs, they enter. As you guys can see, their shelter. The shelter is here. But yeah, they are using those climbing frames all the time and it looks so cool. Okay, so let's go now into the gorilla house. It is very similar, a bit bigger than the chimps. Again, you have a lot of information about the gorillas. And here you have the indoor part. This is actually huge. There's a baby in here, as you guys can see. He's going to the water, maybe not the best idea. And here's a mama probably sleeping. So they have this really cool indoor part. There are a lot of them actually in here. I'm a bit surprised because they always hang out in here. And here's the outside part of the habitat from the other perspective. As you can see, we have those trees, we have a lot of plants, another baby, and I love those bamboo plants in here. I think that they are really look really cool in here. And we can also go and see, maybe I will do it just that way. Sorry, okay. This is the backstage stuff, backstage area for the gorillas. They have those night quarters that they can be closed in. Oh, here's one actually using it. And there they enter, the staff can enter the habitat. Here's the entrance to the actual outdoor part, and they go through here to enter the this indoor part with a lot of rocks and those cool trees. Oh, here's a mama. Okay, so let's go back through this wall. Yeah, I was right. And then let's go and see our final creation, which was so beloved by you guys, and I am beyond thankful because I got so many nice comments about this one on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. So thank you so much. You love the detailing of this building, and this is obviously the African reptile house, and we can actually see a Nile monitor here on the outside part of its habitat. They can enter here to the indoor part. So they have this, land area in here with some amusement items, and the water area, which is in here. This one is probably, no, I thought that we would go to the water, but not. But yeah, this is how their outside habitat is looking. We can continue in here, and we can go and see maybe first the Aldabra giant tortoise outside habitat, which is in here. There's one laying. I really love those guys. They are so beautiful and well made. So this is their outside habitat with slightly lower fence, and all the foliage is covered by the rocks because it will get eaten, of course, by those guys. So that's why I had to cover it. Yeah, this guy is so cool. And of course, they enter their indoor part in here. So let's go inside. We can enter the reptile house through those doors. And as you guys can see, it is pretty dark. So to see all the details, I will do certain trick, maybe not trick, but I will just do this because I prefer to showcase it when there's slightly more lights. Okay, much better. So let's change the light a bit to show you guys this beautiful house that I'm so proud of. It is highly themed. It looks like a overgrown ruins or something. You have 5 exhibits in here. 2 are in here. Those are the scarab beetles. Here's the puff adder. Here is a titan beetle, I think. Here's a giant frog, and here are the snails. So those habitats are actually those exhibits are covered with those decorations with the plants and stuff like that, and I really love how they are looking. There are also 2 implied small terrariums for smaller reptiles. We can imagine that they would be living in them, and of course an indoor part of the habitats for the bigger reptiles, the Aldabra giant tortoise that is in here, as you guys can see. It has this really cool like viewing window. And also a Nile monitor, which is in here with this small water section. I think that they are both outside, so we won't be able to see them. Oh, there's one going towards us. So yeah, this is how their habitat is looking. And also, I love this. And I had so many questions about those small rocks. Those are the rocks from the Euro pack, the small ones. The fall rocks, they're called the fall rocks. So if you are looking for them, you will find them in the nature section. Okay, so let me just quickly do this. The roof is now back. And as you guys can see, it still looks good. It looks cool, but you lose so many details with the dark lighting that I prefer to showcase it without the actual roof. Okay, so this is basically it when it comes to this tour. Let me go back to this gate, and I will meet you guys in a second to talk a bit about the future plans for this zoo. So, this is our zoo from above. Here is the entrance, obviously, and here's like a half of our African village, because it is basically half done. We'll have, more habitats in here. A lot of really exciting ones, actually, so I cannot wait to build them. And the plan for the zoo is to have villages, as I told you guys. We have like this highly themed African village. We'll have more in those like more or less places where I have those, markings. I plan to have, for example, an Asian village or an Australian village. I will also do a desert safari. So yeah, really, really cool plans for the future. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I love building in the zoo. I think it is such a different project from the Elm Hill City Zoo. I love that we are keeping to one style. It can seem a little bit boring to build all the things, the same basically, like in the same style, but in the end I think it is totally worth to do it because you get this really like cohesive style throughout your whole zoo. Okay guys, this is basically all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed our little tour. I hope you are as excited for the future of this zoo as I am. And if you enjoyed, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You won't miss any of my future uploads and you won't miss any news on this zoo. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And comment down below which was your favorite habitat from this zoo. And also, if you enjoyed it, tell me down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!